CompTIA divides the penetration testing process into 4 stages: planning and coping, information gathering and vulnerability scanning, attacking and exploiting, reporting and communicating results. This process captures the major activities involved in penetration testing. As the military would say, prior planning prevents poor performance. This is especially important for penetration testing. There must be a very clear understanding between testers and their clients of what will occur, the clear rules of engagement, the systems, data, processes, and activities involved, and a clear written statement of the work that is going to be done during the penetration test. Information gathering and vulnerability scanning. This is the reconnaissance phase. Here you gather as much information about the target event as possible. Identify vulnerabilities during the stage and provide the vulnerabilities you identified during the stage provide the roadmap for the remainder of the penetration test. After developing a clear testing plan and conducting reconnaissance activities, penetration testers finally get the opportunity to move on to what most of us consider the fun stuff. It's time to break out the white hat and attempt to exploit the vulnerabilities discovered during the reconnaissance and penetration an organization's network as deeply as possible, while staying within the boundaries established in the rules of engagement. The specific attack techniques used during a penetration test will vary based on the nature of the environment and the scope agreed to by the client, but there are some common techniques used in most of these tests that we'll cover in future videos. Once the glamour and excitement of the attack and exploitation phase passes, the work of the penetration test team is not yet complete. The key requirement for a successful penetration test is that it provides useful information to the client about the security of their information technology environment. This should come in the form of clear, actionable recommendations for implementing new security controls and enhancing existing controls. The CompTIA penetration testing model described previously is an important way for penetration testers to structure their activities. There is an equally important counterpart to this model that describes how sophisticated attackers typically organize their work. It's called the kill chain model. This approach, pioneered by Lockheed Martin, consists of 7 stages: reconnaissance, weaponization, delivery, exploitation, installation, command and control, and actions and objectives. Cybersecurity professionals seeking to adopt the hacker mindset can only do so if they understand how attackers plan and structure their work. The cyber kill chain model provides this model. As you seek to reconcile it with the CompTIA process, you might choose to think of it as expanding the information gathering and the vulnerability scanning and attacking and exploiting stages into 7 more detailed steps. The reconnaissance phase of the kill chain maps directly to the information gathering and vulnerability scanning phase of the penetration test process. During this phase, attackers gather open source intelligence and conduct initial scans of the target environment to detect potential avenues of weaponization. After completing the reconnaissance phase of an attack, attackers move into the remaining 6 steps, which expand on the attacking and exploiting phases of the penetration testing process. The first of this is weaponization. During this stage, the attackers develop a specific attack tool designed to exploit the vulnerabilities identified during the reconnaissance. They often use automated toolkits to develop a malware strain specifically tailored to infiltrate this. After developing and testing their malware, attackers next must deliver it to the target. And delivery may occur through various forms, including exploiting a network or application vulnerability, conducting a social engineering attack, distributing malware on affected USBs or other media, or sending it as email attachment or through other means. Once the malware is delivered to the target organization, the attacker or the victim takes some action that triggers the malware's payload and begins the exploitation phase of the cyber kill chain. During this phase, the malware gains access to the target system. This may occur when the victim opens a malicious file, or when the attacker exploits a vulnerability over the network, or otherwise gains a foothold on the target network. The initial malware installation is designed only to enable temporary access to the target system. During the next phase of the cyber kill chain installation, the attacker uses the initial access provided by the malware to establish permanent or persistent access to the systems. For this reason, many people describe the objective of this phase as establishing persistence in the target environment. Attackers may establish persistence by creating a backdoor that allows them to return to the system at a later date, by creating registry entries that reopen access once an administrator closes it, or by installing a web shell that allows them to access the system over a standard HTTPS connection. After establishing persistent access to a system target and network, the attacker may then use a remote shell or other means to remotely control the compromised system. The attacker may manually control the system using the shell or may connect it to an automated command and control network that provides it with instructions. This automated approach is common in distributed denial-of-service attacks, where the attacker simultaneously directs the actions of thousands of compromised systems known as a botnet. With a command and control system in place, the attacker may then use the system to advance the original objective of their attack. This may involve pivoting from the compromised system to other systems operated by the same organization, effectively restarting the cyber kill chains. The actions on the objective stage of the attack may also include the theft of sensitive information, are the unauthorized use of computer resources to engage in denial of service attacks or mine cryptocurrency, or even the unauthorized modification or deletion of information.